I've always believed and loved sort of to be a free spirit, and I've always fought for what I believed in, what I believed was right. And I also believe that photography is the most powerful weapon in the world.
Well, after Eddie passed away, I was stumped by the responsibility of all of his work and what to do with it. Photographs are such a record, and we don't necessarily always value them at the time that they're taken, but over a period of time, they become really valuable. He started out as a photographer as a Marine. He worked for various newspapers when he got back. Then he started a career at the AP that lasted, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many years it lasted, but he was at the AP for a long time. I didn't realize how much stuff he had, and actually, I'm also surprised at how much stuff he doesn't have. So I think at different points of his life, he was more organized or had people that were helping him be organized. But even like he had AP circulars, Associated Press circulars. This is how I would learn like the dates and the time and everything. So they would send these out, and the newspaper could say, yeah, I want this photo story in my newspaper. He kept things like that, which was good because he didn't caption everything. And then I have a way to go back and find out. He covered like 3 different riots in the 60s. And it took me forever to figure out which was the Newark riots, which were the Detroit riots. I had to figure out, kind of piece together by looking at street signs and figuring out, without a caption, where these pictures were taken. But because all of this was part of his archive, I would just take pictures on my iPhone of everything, and then I would remember, oh, I saw a story about this riot, and I wonder if it matches up with this picture. It was like a big puzzle piece that it kind of had to put together. That's when you figure out where he was and what the picture actually was. There were all these pictures that he took of the Middle East, and until I found the actual Time magazine that they were published in, which I just found recently, I had no idea what time period it was, what the story was. I just knew it was the Middle East. These are his Halliburtons that he would carry his equipment in. I don't even know what's in here. Oh, these are Eddie Adams t-shirts. You have his journals, you have his photographs, you have some negatives, you have tear sheets, you have copies of Parade magazine. Here's personal photos and negs, including, oh my gosh, Korea and Philadelphia, family. Oh, here's some old family photos. I bet those are all off-gassing. You know, he saved all of his press passes that allowed him entry into wherever he was shooting. Guest Pass Time Incorporated, Eddie Adams. Oh, that's probably so he could get into the magazine. Presidential trip for Time magazine, so that was probably part of the credential badge. Official visit of Gerald Ford, President of the United States, December 6, 1975. Eddie always had a press pass. And so he would carry it with him in his wallet. So if there was something going on, like on the streets of New York, he could just get past the press. This is in Vietnamese, so I can't read it. 1962, wow. United Nations. He saved all his rejection letters. He saved correspondence from people congratulating him on the Pulitzer Prize. Rolodex. Nancy Reagan. Oh, Eugene Richards. We know him, famous photographer. When he would do research, you know, sometimes he would save like the language book or a guide, you know, any information he picked up on the Amazon, he would save some of that information. Shortly after he passed away, you know, I came across a couple of journals. Carried 15 bags with me, some from Tokyo, Hong Kong. Seems a little strange to be back here for some reason. This is a copy that the Briscoe Center has of one of his journals from 1966. So this was early on in the Vietnam War. Eddie was there like 65, 66. It's amazing when he was working for AP to see like how many places he was, even in the space of a week. I don't know how he did it because it was a lot of travel, a lot of shooting. So I think it's important as a photographer to complement your pictures or to inform your career to write about it or to speak into your phone about it or to somehow, you know, record it. To inherit a person's work, whether they're a photographer or an artist or a writer or a producer or whatever, somebody who has amassed a great deal of knowledge, a great deal of work in one place, it's an awesome responsibility to care for that after that person is gone.